So what we're doing is we're taking this really bad figure toy company body, and it is garbage. You see how these legs are wanting to do that? They want to face forward instead of sitting like so. Well, Action Jackson is my sacrificial lamb here. You see how nice their legs are, and you can move them any way you want, and they don't want to try to run forward like this. Well, part of that is the amount of meat you have. So you just can't swap the head on this guy and this guy, because this entire head shoves down into the body of that. And this head is almost, well, it's on a peg. So it's a different style. But the main problem to this is these floppy legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the entire lower torso off of the Figures Toy Company Frankenstein and replace it with Action Jackson's lower half, giving this guy a lot more weight. Look at this. And this is just not something this suffers from. And maybe making it a displayable figure. So let's get to it. A typical Figures Toy Company limb assembly. So basically the arm actually gets attached to a leg, and that's the pressure. So now we see what's up there. So let's go ahead and take, there's a Frankenstein. Again, this is fine. This is going to be kept. Now, I don't know if I can actually swap these brittle pieces of plastic out here, because I would love to keep this nice, thick, solid arm, but maybe I can actually swap out the hands instead of the pins themselves, because those feel like they're in there pretty good. In fact, really good. So yeah. So now we got to get Action Jackson, and there's Figures Toy Company pair of drawers, if you want to call it that. So we got some parts over there, and let's get this apart now. So I think, therefore, I'm not. You don't want to use too much force because you don't want to damage your plastics. There we go. And you could just kind of. There's that one. There's one good leg, we'll call that, and one pin. Probably be much easier taking this apart. Different. The way they did these is this left leg was actually attached to the right arm, so crisscross, which would explain why they actually worked kind of nice. So now let's start to do the fun part, the reassembly of this guy. Oh wait, first off, let's see how these. I think that'll be fine. I think that's going to work just fine. So now you're going to have to make a tool. Alright, I've got a little tool that I manufactured for reaching up in there and pulling rubber bands and hooks down. Alright, so we're going to have to, it's not like I just started this, I've been thinking about this for days. And wondering which target Mego was going to be sacrificial. And guess what? Action Jackson won. I really didn't care for that figure anyway. Yeah. So there's that. Now we have to feed this up crisscross into here, like so. Then this has to come down into the body like so to grab this guy and bring it up like that. I don't know. Man, there is movement in there. Hold on a second. Let me see what's up there. There's a pin in there. Is there a pin in here, or are they just using plastic nubs? Hopefully they are just using plastic nubs. Because if they are, that means all I gotta do is spread the old ones. It's not the easiest thing to remove. That is for certain. Just get that off. Once you get the 1/2 off, it easily removes like so. Then you can grab your other hand like this, making sure it's facing the right direction. And grab your original glow-in-the-dark pen here. And the key here is patience. Patience. And more patience. And an extra set of hands would be awesome. But, you know what they say about too many chefs? They spoil the stew. Or something like that. I'm almost done with this pin here. I can get this in here. A little push. And there it is. Alright. One thing I need to do though. Alright, let's get him dressed. Alright, we're just getting Frankie dressed back up here. And a couple things real quick before we go to regular view here. These boots here are absolute garbage. These nice rubbery boots here that are almost seamless, they're not brittle. They are awesome, but they don't look good on Frank because they're white. But man, that's a nice boot. This is the Mego Action Jackson boot. Just so you know, I couldn't use everything from Action Jackson. However, this Figures toy company, Frankenstein, is a very substantial figure now. And guess what? His legs are not pitch-and-toeing anymore at all. You know? Very nice. And again, you know, you put his leg out, it'll stay. And it'll stay. You know? Very substantial, much heavier figure. So yeah. All of the lighter pink stuff here, that's all Figures Toy Company stuff. And of course, this huge substantial body. That's some Mego Target 2018. And we couldn't just swap the head. A subscriber of mine told me I wasn't going to be able to do that because there's a pin that comes out of this body that this head sits on, whereas these actually port down into the body themselves. So, but you know what? I got a Frankenstein that'll stand now. You know, I don't mind sacrificing a figure to make another figure that I like better, you know? Because, you know, let's face it, that was an impulse buy. I don't give two shits about Action Jackson. However, he's a great donor, making this a real Frankenstein. Because he is made up of different parts. And, you know what? Very nice. Very nice to have him. Very nice. Very cool. So anyway, that's been my session in the lab with our Megos today. And yeah, Howlin' Wolf out.